Hello everyone, it is Aboon Kacha here with another video. So today we are doing something a little different from, most of the things that I do on this channel. We are actually going to talk about our Pokemon animals. Not in the sense are they like, hyper and like have rabies and all that stuff, but like, are they actually the equivalent to animals for us? So like as we've seen, throughout the Pokemon realm, there are humans in the Pokemon realm, just like us. But we've never actually seen a human interact with an animal such as like a bear or a shark or, I don't know, like a tiger or something in their realm. That makes us think, are the Pokemon their animals? Like, is each different species of Pokemon equivalent to each different species of animals we have? And so yeah, today we are going to be answering that in this video. I know this may seem like an odd choice, to sort of start off the video, but for the first part we are actually going to talk about genders. Because if you think about it, every single living organism, besides plants of course, such as animals, all have genders. And humans have genders, like in their realm humans have genders too, so it would make sense for Pokemon to have genders just like animals. But as you see in this, Nidoran and Nidoran both have different genders, proving that genders exist in the Pokemon realm. But what about those Pokemon who are genderless? Do they still count? Does that mean that Pokemon are nothing like animals? Well, let's find out. An example of a genderless Pokemon is Ho-Oh. Ho-Oh is a legendary in the Pokemon game Heart Gold, and although it has no gender, it does appear many times. This doesn't make any sense, because how would it be able to reproduce just like animals if it doesn't have any gender like I mentioned before? Well, that is because of something called asexual reproduction. In ancient times, like when pterodactyls were around, and I think pterodactyls look exactly like Ho-Ohs, and sometimes in our modern times, like in the cases of hammerheads, asexual reproduction occurs. Asexual reproduction is when basically an organism is able to, make an offspring on its own. And this would mean that even though Ho-Oh and other genderless Pokemon don't have any gender like animals do, they aren't any different because they still can reproduce just like animals. Alright, now that we've gone over the reproduction part of all this, there's still one more thing we need to make sure before we figure out, are Pokemon similar to animals? So it's the thing of talking that gets me the most worried, because well, Pokemon can talk. Well, not Pikachu, specifically, because Pikachu can basically just say Pika Pika and things like that. But a lot of other Pokemon are able to talk, as you can see in this clip.
Okay, which way should we go?
That way! No, this way! No, this way! It's that way! Huh? I'll take you!
So yeah, as we saw in that clip, Pokemon are able to talk, which makes them evolved, I guess you could say, but that doesn't make them similar to animals at all. Like, sure, some of them do look a lot like animals, and Pokemon are definitely based off of animals, but this makes Pokemon not like animals, technically. But there is one attribute that we can still look at. Birds. The last attribute we're looking at is birds. Now, I know that doesn't make a lot of sense, and I get it, but it's because these birds typed specifically, because these birds can talk. And if you think that does not relate to Pokemon too well, because most Pokemon can talk, and only one type of animals can talk. But that makes me think of a new theory. My theory is that animals are unevolved versions of Pokemon. Now, I know this doesn't make a lot of sense and this might come off as a shocker, but as you can see from this photo, this Caterpie, I think it's called, does look a lot more evolved than that little thing to the right, even though the Caterpie is based off of that. Now, my evidence for this theory is that Pokemon can talk, and only one species of animals can talk right now, meaning that Pokemon are like, more evolved and closer, like, to all of them being talking than animals are. So I know that this video was like, are Pokemon, similar to animals, but actually I've changed this sort of thing. My thing is now Pokemon are evolved versions of animals. And there also is more evidence for that too, like asexual reproduction. That goes for maybe Pokemon are evolved and some of them don't even need partners anymore and they can just do it on their own. Like, I know that I said earlier that some animals can too, but more Pokemon can than animals. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I know it's really weird for me to do something like this on my gaming channel, but please like and subscribe, and just, if you liked it and I get 3 likes on this video, then I will do something again similar to this. So thank you all for watching. This has been A Boom Kacha!